Hello fellow students of BPSU. Today, we are going to learn about the psychoanalytic theory of Sigmund Freud. We couldn't talk about the theories of personality or psychology without mentioning Freud. Sigmund Freud, a foremost Viennese psychologist, formulated the first comprehensive theory of personality. Freud is one of the most famous controversial minds of the 20th century. His psychoanalytic perspective of personality offers a unique way of looking at the body and mind connection to the personality. So, in order to know Freud, we have to know the three following terms, which is the id, the ego, and the superego. These are the three parts of your personality. Well, according to Freud, these three characters are driven by the unconscious energy. Now, a person may not always hear or talk to these parts of their personality, but they are all silently going through a struggle to influence our decisions and our behaviors.
Yung id, gusto niya ng instant gratification. Like for example, it is the part of you that grabs for food as a baby without thinking it through. Kung ano lang gusto mo, ayun ang gagawin mo. Like unconscious na. O masasabi na, walang pakialam na sa mangyayari kaya may i-attach natin yung word na unreality para sa id dahil wala siya sa realidad o ang tinatawag na pleasurable principles. Now, the superego lies in the opposite end of the spectrum. This part of the psyche wants to control the id. If humans acted only based on receiving instant gratification and immediate pleasure, we would surely be in a whole lot of trouble. Superego is the morality unconsciously and consciously acts to follow the rules of society and tries to keep the id from causing some serious damage long term. Or what we call the sub or preconscious, ibig sabihin, before or prior, which is morality principles or aka ideal. Kung tutuusin, dapat ganito ang mga tao. Kasi nga, ideal siya, bago pa man siya gumawa ng mga bagay-bagay, he or she tends to plan it. He tends to calculate the consequences of his or her actions. Pag ganun tayo, we considered everything na kung anong mangyayari o anumang mga possibilities na mangyayari, that is ideal. That is high moral. And that is the values kasi nga, you are considering everything that is possible to happen. Now, the ego lies in between the middle of these identities, in between id and the superego. The ego is the reality, and is in a constant struggle to balance out these two forces and try to pleasurable decisions without causing too much damage, which derives for who we think we are. Ibig sabihin naman ng consciousness is alam mo. You are aware of everything, kaya tinawag siyang reality. Ibig sabihin na sa totoong buhay ka. Examples, kapag pinalo ka, obligado mag-react ka at masasaktan ka. Kapag gutom ka, maghahanap ka na makakain like you are responding to reality. Kasi nga totoo at alam mo, ramdam mo. So, there are other informations about Freud and the 5 basic stages will be tackled by Crizza, Ahrengel, and Jasper.
Freud is well known for his theory that the personality developed during childhood through the series of 5 psychosexual stages. First, what is psychosexual theory? In Freud's psychology, psychosexual development is an essential element of the psychoanalytic sexual drive theory. According to Freud, every healthy child evolves through 5 basic stages. First is oral, second is anal, third is phallic, fourth is latency, fifth is genital. Each stage is associated with a specific part of the body, or more specifically, a erogenous zone. First stage is oral. The age ranges from birth to 1-year-old, followed by the erogenous zone, signifying or starting from the mouth. Oral are satisfied by tongue sucking, biting, and breastfeeding.
Anal stage 1 to 3 years. During this stage, the libido changes and is focused on the anus. Ano po ba yung anus? Yung anus ay po yung daanan ng dumi ng isang tao. Freud believed that This type of conflict tend to come out during potty training. Dapat magabayan ng mga magulang yung bata maaga pa lang sa pamamagitan ng pagturo sa kanila ng tamang pagdumi habang sila ay bata pa. Di ba nga po yung anal, may kinalaman po siya sa puwitan. Doon po kasi nagpo-focus yung stage nito, kaya tinawag siyang anal stage. The next one is phallic stage, 3 to 6 years. The word phallic comes from the Latin word phallus, which means penis. According to Freud, children in this stage discover their genitals. They are taught that it is not socially acceptable to expose yourself. This is the conflict of this phallic stage. Children in this phallic stage will become aware of the difference between the genders. Ano po ba yung the difference between the genders? The difference between male and female sex are anatomical and psychological. Sex tends to relate to biological difference. This episode occurred differently for boys. Oedipus and girls Electra complex. Yung Oedipus complex, yung anak na lalaki may gusto siya sa nanay niya, and then yung Electra complex naman po is yung anak ng babae may gusto naman po siya sa tatay niya. The last one is latency stage, 6 years to puberty. Latent means hidden. Children repress sexual thoughts and engage in non-sexual activities such as developing in social and intellectual skills. Mas nagpo-focus yung mga bata sa ibang activities tulad ng pakikipaglaro, pakikipagkaibigan at sa school, nang sa gayon may matutunan sila na bago. Task is to develop successful interaction with same-sex flirt and refine appropriate gender roles. Hindi tulad nung naunang stage na piliwanag ko, neutral lang ang latency, hindi siya masyado sensitive masyado.
Genital stage. Genital stage, it was from puberty to adult. This is the time of adolescents are doing sexual experimentation. When we say sexual experimentation, it means looking or giving one-to-one relationship with other person. Sexual instinct is directed to heterosexual pleasure. First thing first, heterosexual means romantic attraction. So, sexual instinct is directed to heterosexual pleasure rather than self-pleasure, like during in the phallic stage. The proper outlet of the sexual instinct is that adult was through heterosexual copulation. So in psychosocial theory, Freud had hypothesized that an individual must successfully complete each stage to become psychologically healthy and adult within fully formed ego and superego. Otherwise, individual may become stuck or fixed in a particular stage, causing emotional and behavioral problems in adulthood.